Hello everybody, thank you so much for visiting Riders United YouTube channel. This is the place where I release weekly videos related to the motorcycles, and I also try to share some helpful tips and tricks for any motorcycle rider. And in today's episode I would like to show you how to install this docking hardware for the Harley Davidson touring models. So if you would like to attach your sissy bar or maybe the rack for something that you can put on your bike for these really long trips, please stick around and I will show you how to do it. Here we go. So as I mentioned during the intro, those are like really helpful items because it will allow you to attach different attachments to the bike. And in my case, it will be sissy bar, and I will also try to add the rack so I can have a little bit extra storage for this longer rides. So Harley is actually manufacturing those mounting brackets, and they will have to be put in the specific slot on the bike, which I will be showing later on. So what I did in here, I just show how to assemble these pieces together because it looks like there is like quite a few elements in here. So I thought it would be helpful to just kind of like put them on the table the way how they're gonna go. Obviously from Harley Davidson you will receive this nice instruction. You will need the thread locker. They recommend the blue one and red one. I will be only using the blue one. And I also have the wrench. This is T30. So let me just show you how you can put all these pieces together, and hopefully that will make it easier for somebody else to do it later. Those are the spacers that are optional for the installation. So Harley is recommending that you will put all this stuff together without the spacers initially, and then if you need the spacers you will have to take it apart, unfortunately, and just make sure that everything works. So I'm gonna start without the spacers, and in my case I will have to do this install of this element first. So this is the spacer that will go in here. You will notice that this docking points have the thicker side and the thinner side in here. So they recommend that you will put the thicker side first. So it will go like this, and then we'll have our screw. And I will just put it really loosely in here. Now this one, the same situation here with the screw. And as you can see, this is a fairly simple process. It's just a matter of aligning all these pieces together really nicely on your table, just to make sure that everything goes nice and smooth. So that's kind of it in here. And you will also notice you have these two screws. So those are mounting screws. So they will go in here and in here, and this will attach to the bike. And those are the mounting points that you will have that will allow you to attach all these extra items. So in order to install this mounting hardware in here, you will have to remove the hard bags, which is fairly easy. You will open the bag and you have these two screws, and the bag will pop out. And yeah, I have the towel. I'm gonna put the towel on the ground and make sure that I don't scratch anything. So you can just support this thing and just unscrew this. Good idea to remove everything from the bag, so it's really nice and light. I don't have too much in here, so I think I should be fine. And right now this bag will pop out. The same process will apply to the other side, so I'm gonna skip on that, exactly the same thing. So now what you will have to do, you will notice that there is this rubber piece in here, so you have to remove that in order to slide your docking hardware in there. And yeah, as you can see, it's super easy. It's just a piece of rubber that is popping out. And in here you will have this mounting hardware, so there is basically like no screws in here, but everything is kind of like ready to go for you. I'm gonna use the thread locker to obviously make sure that those screws are nicely attached. Okay, in order to install this, I already have this piece in here. So it will basically go in here and I will screw it in. Have to really pay attention how this is profiled in here. And yeah, this is how it looks like at the end with those gromets in here, so pay attention to that. So I will also add the thread locker to the screws. This is always really important. So let me just put a little bit extra and then I will spread it again. Yeah, that should do it. It should be like a red thread locker in here, but I'm gonna still go with the blue one and just put a little bit more. The profile of this have to go kind of with the fender. Just try to position this. Yeah, it was fairly easy. And the same situation in here. Yeah, I will move this protection in here because yeah, this is kind of loose. This is a T50. Okay, almost there. So yeah, this is how it's supposed to look like at the end. And yeah, I'm gonna just wipe everything down and I will put some thread locker on those screws because initially I didn't do that, just for the demonstration when I was showing you guys how to put these pieces together. What you also wanna do, there are markings in here on these bushings. You wanna make sure that those markings are horizontal. So you can just unscrew this, adjust this piece and screw it in. And in case you have like something rattling, you can actually unscrew it, turn this a little bit and adjust it really nicely. So this way everything should be nice and tight. Obviously the same situation will be done on the opposite side. So I'm gonna skip on that and then we'll try to put the CC bar on and we'll see if everything works properly. So here you can see both of the mounting brackets installed and those are the docking points. There is different one for the CC bar and different one for the rack. And I will be showing you how to install the rack. So you have like this piece in here that will go into this chrome bushing, and this is the self-locking mechanism. So you can basically place it in here, align these pieces, and quickly lock this thing, which is super helpful. And yeah, that's basically it. So here you can actually see how I was able to use this stuff. So I put the CC bar for my wife and there is this docking that will allow you to also put the rack on the back. I'm super happy with this. Everything is nice and sturdy, nothing moves. You can adjust the stuff if necessary. So yeah, definitely worth the money, and I think this is probably one of the first upgrades that a lot of people do with those bikes. So I really hope that you enjoyed this short installation video. I will have way more installation videos on the Road King Special and this newest touring models, because this is the bike that I recently purchased. So I always try to do a lot of videos on the bikes that I have in my garage. And as always, I would like to say thank you very much for your time. If you would like to connect with me in the real life, you can always find me on my Facebook group called the Riders United Motorcycle Group. This is the place where you can ask me the questions directly. And I'm also on the Twitter and TikTok and Instagram. So please feel free to connect with me on these different social platforms. And as always, I would really appreciate subscription. You have the subscription icon on the right corner of your screen. We recently passed over 1,500 viewers on our channel, which I have to say thank you very much for everybody that subscribed so far. And yes, I will be definitely releasing more videos on this new bike that I have in my garage. So please ride safe and just make sure that you always help fellow bikers, and I will see you next Friday. Thank you so much for your attention and see you soon. Bye bye.